Section 404163. We're on U.S. Highways 270 and 281. We're in the westbound lanes. We are just to the west of Watonga, Oklahoma and Blaine County. Design cell 1-153, which has a high thickness of asphalt concrete, a low base thickness, low traffic, fine subgrade in the dry no-freeze environment. We're in the west central part of Oklahoma here, probably about 60 miles or so west of Oklahoma City, and that puts us well into the dry environment zone. We had a choice on this test section on this project as to what type of subgrade we have. Oklahoma has a number of old river channels and so on which flow through it, which come across it, and henceforth there's a lot of areas where you can run into fine or coarse just about equally well. In reviewing the soil survey forms, I was able to isolate an area towards the eastern end of the project, which is where we are at, which had fine subgrade, that is AASHTO A4 classification soils according to that map. And that's what we're assuming here is the fine subgrade to put it in that cell. The coarse subgrade cell for the other combinations which I gave, which also include an assumption for low stiffness of asphalt concrete here, but that would put it into a cell which is shown as being filled with Arizona and Texas projects. So we decided to go ahead and pick the fine subgrade part of the project and go with that into a cell which is shown as being empty. Stepped over into the median to show the panoramic view of the test section. Looking back on it, we kind of got off angled with our stripe, as you can see. But looking on up, we've got a farm back behind us. In fact, we've got them all over the place around here, and you can see the winter wheat crop out there in the field. Nice house over there. Back around now, we are looking back towards the North Canadian River, which is down in the low. I'll zoom in on this to maybe show it a little bit more close up there. The bridge is for the North Canadian River, and the elevator you see in the background, or the grain storage house, is in the city of Watonga, which is a city of about 4,000 people here in west central Oklahoma. Zoom back out and continue on around. We've got cattle ranches and wheat farms out here, and across immediately to our south you can see a cattle ranch complete with cattle. Surprise, surprise. And then now looking back again towards the west in the direction of the test section. What you also see over there on the right part of the monitor is the Oklahoma DOT's falling weight, and you see the research division's drill rig there. And that's Mr. Hickson's state vehicle, and right back behind here with the flashing light. Coming in now on the core which we extracted from the first borehole upstream of the test section. And it is exactly as the plans had indicated. It's 2 inches of the surfacing mix. We've got a porous friction course on top of that, which is around 5/8 of an inch thick. And we have right at 8 inches of the coarse graded asphalt concrete mix. For a total of 10 inches of HMAC, which does put it into the high thickness category for the asphalt concrete in GPS 1. The test section are just upstream from it, moving down along with the walking video tour. There really isn't much to talk about on this. This pavement was constructed in 1986 and 87, therefore it was only very recently open to traffic. There's no evidence of any rutting of measurable extent to speak of. No cracks have developed as of this time, at least none that are visible to us, even in the shoulder. You can see that we are right about at grade, possibly in a slight fill. The natural ground is sloping from right to left as you're looking on the monitor now. And so it appears to be at grade looking adjacent onto our right, but onto our left it would be in a fill, so we're probably in a slight fill. It's kind of hard to characterize unless one has cross sections to use. I will refer to this as being at grade dash slight fill. What we use here for permanent monuments is some rebar, which we're driving off the edge of the paved shoulder. Although they won't be going anywhere anytime soon, as one might suspect, there may be some problems in locating them, because as you can see, the Bermuda grass has grown up rather lushly along the edge of the pavement here. We have a full-width paved shoulder. The friction course extends over about a foot onto the shoulder, and then it's just an asphalt concrete surface on the shoulder and the full depth of pavement underneath. The same section as what we have in the main lane. The westbound lane was new construction on this project. The eastbound lane was overlaid, so we only have this available to use, at least in this part of the project. Second floor we took from the test section. This is down from beyond the end of it. And we've got a slightly thicker section in here. We've got a total about the same thickness of a friction course, of course. We have slightly over 2 inches of the finer mix, and then a bit more than 8 inches of the coarse mix, giving us a total of around 11 1/4 inches of asphalt concrete, which includes the porous friction course in that estimation. Test section, looking out at the countryside, which of course is unchanged from back at the beginning of it. Got about an unlimited length to use here of the project. And now we're looking back on the test section from the end and back around over to our north, and still have a wheat field out there. Got some exposed subgrade here off of in the ditch, and just want to illustrate what we have there. It is fine grain. You can get an idea of that from the way that the cracks have developed at the surface, and also by disturbing some of it you can see the texture of the soil there alongside the Carpenter Rule. The A4 classification in the county soil survey form seems to be appropriate for this material. Before I get back to the beginning of the test section, Danny was just saying what the average rut depths that he measured were throughout the test section. They averaged around between 1/10 and 1/1500ths in the outside rim path, and around 1/4 inch in the inside. Ends a video for test section 404163. We're in Blaine County, Oklahoma, on US Highways 270 and 281. We're in the westbound lanes just west of the North Canadian River, which is west of Watonga, Oklahoma.